Once upon a time, in a small and quiet village, there lived a beautiful girl named Emily. She was 20 years old, with bright blue eyes and golden hair that shone in the sunlight. Emily's family was poor, but their home was filled with warmth and happiness. They lived in a small house, yet they loved each other deeply and supported one another in every hardship. Emily loved reading books more than anything else. Whenever she had free time, she would sit near the window or under a tree and lose herself in stories. In her heart, she carried a dream of a better life, a life where her family would no longer struggle and where she could see the world beyond her village. One day, Emily went to the village market. The market was crowded with people, colorful stalls, and lively voices. While walking through the narrow paths between shops, she suddenly met a boy named John. John was tall and handsome, with dark hair and a kind, gentle smile that made people feel comfortable around him. He came from a rich family. His parents owned a big house and many lands, and everyone in the village knew them as wealthy and powerful people. Emily and John started talking, and soon their conversation turned into laughter and long discussions. They became friends very quickly. They liked to walk together in the wide green fields and along the quiet river where the water flowed softly. John told Emily about his dreams, about the future he imagined for himself. Emily, in return, shared her hopes and secret wishes with him. With every meeting, they felt closer to each other, as if their hearts were slowly connecting. One day, when they were walking by the river, John suddenly stopped. His voice trembled as he looked into Emily's eyes and said, I love you, Emily. Will you marry me?" Emily's heart filled with joy. Her eyes shone with happiness as she replied softly, "A yes, John. I love you too." They hugged each other tightly, dreaming about the beautiful future they wanted to build together. But their happiness did not last long, because there was a problem they could not ignore. John's parents did not like Emily. They believed she was not good enough for their son because she was poor. One evening, John's mother said firmly, John, you cannot marry Emily. She is not from a rich family." John's father agreed with her and added, "Yes, you must find someone from a wealthy family. That is what is best for you." John felt a deep sadness in his heart. He loved Emily and did not want to leave her. With courage, he told his parents, I love Emily. She is kind and good. Money is not important to me." But his parents refused to listen. They warned him, "If you marry Emily, we will not support you." When Emily learned about this, her heart broke. She loved John deeply, but she did not want to become the reason for his suffering. One day, with tears in her eyes, she said to him, "And maybe it is better if we do not marry. I do not want to make your life difficult." John held her hands tightly and replied, "No, Emily. I will always love you. We will find a way." Days passed, and John tried again and again to convince his parents, but they did not change their minds. Emily's family also came to know about the situation. They were worried about her. Her mother gently said, Emily, we love you and want you to be happy, but maybe it is better to let John go." Emily cried many nights. She did not know what to do. She loved John, but she did not want to hurt him or his family. Finally, one day, she gathered her courage and went to talk to him. With a trembling voice, she said, John, I love you very much, but I think it is better if we do not marry. Your parents will never accept me. I do not want to make your life hard." John felt as if his heart was breaking into pieces. With tears in his eyes, he said, Emily, I cannot live without you, but I understand. I will always love you." They hugged each other and cried together, knowing that their love was strong but the world was against them. In the end, Emily and John decided to remain friends. They promised to always support each other, but their hearts were full of pain. They knew they could never truly be together. Emily continued to live with her family. She worked hard and helped them in every way she could. John also continued his life, helping his family with their business, but he never forgot Emily. Years passed, yet the love they felt for each other never disappeared. They understood that sometimes love is not enough to change reality. Emily kept working in the village, helping her family and neighbors. She was kind to everyone, and people in the village loved her because they knew she had a good heart. John also worked hard and treated everyone with fairness and kindness. One day, Emily's father became very sick, and Emily was filled with worry. Emily took care of her father day and night. She barely slept, sitting beside his bed, holding his hand, and watching his pale face with fear in her eyes. Every morning and every night, she prayed quietly, asking God to make him better. Her heart trembled each time he coughed or struggled to breathe, and she felt helpless whenever she saw his weakness. When John heard about Emily's father, he felt a deep concern in his heart. Without thinking twice, he decided to visit her. When he reached her house, he found Emily tired but strong, trying to stay hopeful. With a gentle voice, he said, Emily, I am sorry to hear about your father. Can I help you in any way? Emily was touched by his kindness. Her eyes filled with gratitude as she replied softly, A thank you, John. Your support means a lot to me. From that day on, John began bringing medicine and food for Emily's family. He visited them often, checking on her father and offering help whenever he could. Slowly, Emily's father started to recover. His health improved little by little, and hope returned to their home. One evening, when Emily saw her father resting peacefully, she looked at John and said with a warm smile, "Hey John, you have a big heart. Thank you for helping us." John smiled gently and replied, Emily, I will always be here for you." As time passed, Emily and John spent more moments together. They talked about their dreams, their hopes, and the future they once imagined. Deep inside, they both knew that they still loved each other. Yet they also understood that John's parents would never accept their relationship. So they decided to remain friends and support each other, even though their hearts carried feelings they could not erase. One day, John told Emily that he had to go to the city for work. His voice was calm, but his eyes showed sadness. "I have to leave for a while," he said. "But I will write to you." Emily felt a quiet pain in her heart, but she understood his situation. With a soft smile, she said, "I will miss you, John. Please take care." John hugged her gently and whispered, "I will miss you too. I will come back soon." John left for the city, where he worked hard and learned many new things. Life there was different and challenging, but he never forgot Emily. He wrote letters to her regularly, telling her about his struggles, his experiences, and his growing dreams. Emily wrote back to him with the same sincerity. She told him about her life in the village, about her family, and about the quiet days that passed without him. Through their letters, they shared their thoughts and feelings, keeping their connection alive despite the distance. Time passed, and John became successful in his work. He saved money, helped his family, and slowly built a future for himself. Yet, no matter how busy he became, he never forgot Emily. He still loved her and thought about her every day. Emily also thought about John. She missed him deeply, but she felt happy when she heard about his success. One day, John made a decision that changed everything. He wanted to see Emily again. When he returned to the village, he went straight to her house and knocked on the door. Emily opened the door and was surprised to see him standing there. Her eyes widened as she whispered, John, you are back." John smiled warmly and replied, "Yes, Emily. I missed you." They sat together and talked for a long time. John told her about his life in the city, and Emily told him about her life in the village. They laughed, remembered old moments, and shared memories that still lived in their hearts. After a long silence, John looked into Emily's eyes and said, Emily, I still love you. I want to be with you." Emily felt happiness, but fear also touched her heart. "I love you too," she said softly. "But what about your parents?" John answered with determination, "I have saved money. I can support us. I don't need my parents' approval anymore." Emily was deeply moved by his courage. "John, I'm proud of you," she said, "but I don't want to cause problems for you." John held her hands and replied firmly, Emily, you are my happiness. I want to be with you." After many thoughts and tears, Emily and John decided to be together. They knew their journey would not be easy, but they were ready to face every challenge. Soon, they got married in a small ceremony with their friends and family. Emily's family was very happy. They knew John was a good man and truly loved her. But John's parents were not pleased. They did not attend the ceremony and refused to accept the marriage. Still, John and Emily did not let this stop them. Their love was stronger than fear and doubt. After their wedding, Emily and John moved to the city and started a new life together. They worked hard and supported each other in every difficulty. Life was not always easy, and they faced many challenges, but their love kept them strong. They believed that as long as they stood together, nothing could defeat them. Years passed, and Emily and John built a happy life. They had children and taught them the values of love, kindness, and honesty. They never forgot their journey, the struggles they faced, and the sacrifices they made. They understood that true love is powerful and can overcome any obstacle. As they grew old together, they looked back on their life with happiness and pride. They knew that their love had made them stronger and better people. They felt grateful for each other and for the life they had built side by side. And so, Emily and John lived happily ever after, always cherishing the love they shared. They knew that true love never dies, and they found peace in the knowledge that their love had made their lives meaningful and beautiful. The end. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and share. See you in the next video.